Steve Dangle Podcast. Powered by Sports Interaction. Wanna bet?
Steve P. The Steve Dangle Podcast. With your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Post Super Bowl. Hope it all went well for everybody.
It did.
Yeah?
Oh, man. I'm so rich. I'm just rich. Nope.
Oh, yeah?
I lost on almost every bet.
I will brag about the bet I'm most excited for. But I do want to say I got the national anthem bet. Did my research.
Ooh.
Was like, is Chris Stapleton the type of singer that holds a note for a long time, or is he more simplistic and gets to it? And he's simplistic and gets to it, and I got it.
It's not even my favorite Stapleton.
No?
No, that'd be Marley's legend Tim.
Tim Stapleton. Isn't he not a KHL, like ridiculous?
He's one of those guys who just killed every league he was in except for the NHL.
Wow.
He had a couple decent stints in the NHL. That's Leafs legend. Winnipeg Jets legend.
Right.
If I remember correctly, Tim Stapleton scored his first NHL goal with his bum. There you go.
There you go. I don't know where to go with that. Okay, so listen. There was something last episode that really ate at me. And it was a really funny Kebenderant jersey. From the Phoenix Suns. And I couldn't spit it out. And so many of you messaged me and said, this is the one you're looking for. Jesse, can you put it up on screen, please?
I did not understand this when you were saying it, and I'm like, where is Adam going with this? And then I saw the tweet, and I'm like, that is the cleverest thing I've ever seen.
So somebody took Dragon Bender, number 35 for the Phoenix Suns. His last name is Bender, and they put a K and an E in front of the Bender portion. And at the end of the Bender, they put Ant, A-N-T, so it reads Kebenderant.
That is clever as
and
hell.
Kevin Durant's number is also 35.
Right.
Also, as someone who is not as knowledgeable with the Phoenix Suns, Dragon Bender?
His first name's it's Croatian, so I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to pronounce it as Dragon.
Wait,
but
so it's not a nickname?
No, that's his name. Here, I'll bring him.
Yeah.
They spell it Dragan. It's like Dragon.
Yes. Dragon.
Bender.
He's only 25.
Yeah. Dragon Bender.
Fourth
Dragon Bender.
Fourth overall pick,
Dragon.
Dragon Bender. Dragon.
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Didn't seem to have panned out for him.
Is he good? Is he
Hasn't
there?
played in the league in a couple years.
Oh, so he's there, Rafael Arujo.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. Not the greatest. Not the greatest.
Okay.
But high draft pick. It's good.
Dragon Bender.
That means like 8, 9, 10 years into his professional career, some GM's like, maybe.
Well, if it's the NHL, they will.
I love that untapped potential.
Yeah.
Croatia, I'm pretty sure, has a pretty good basketball league. So if you want to go back to like his home country and play, you could probably be a star.
And make some
7
money.
foot tall, former NBA pick. Dragon Bender. He's got a future.
He says that at February 9th, 2021, the Suns were not a right fit for myself. There you go. Maybe he'll come back. Anyway.
Why would this guy, this random Twitter user, why does he have a Dragon Bender jersey? Imagine having a jersey of this guy.
I wonder if he's just
Croatian.
one of those guys that's like, yeah, he could be Croatian. What if he's also one of those people that just buys all the Leaf jerseys or buys all the Suns jerseys? There are fans that are like, if he's on the team, I need to have it. Like I told you about that guy that had a Dave Steckel Leafs jersey. Right? Unless you're Dave Steckel's dad, what's the excuse?
4th overall pick, maybe he's like, this is an investment.
Oh.
Yeah, new pick coming to the team is going to be a star.
Going to be a star. It's like buying a Scotty Barnes jersey before you played a game.
Yeah, that's a good point. What's the equivalent? If you bought a Bender jersey, he doesn't pan out. What's the equivalent of buying a Leafs first round pick and he doesn't pan out?
Making your number 10 for like 14 years because you wanted an Alex Steen jersey.
No, Alex Steen's good.
Yeah, but he wasn't a good Leaf.
No, I want somebody who flamed out.
He flamed out.
But you bought his jersey the day he was drafted.
You bought his jersey today.
Relatively high pick.
There's got to be a bunch of Yakupov Oilers jerseys kicking around.
No, Leafs.
Oh, Leafs?
You're bending the rules.
Yes.
Leafs. This is where your brain power comes in handy,
Toulouse.
Stephen. Oh, Yuri Toulouse is probably a good one.
Yeah, a bunch of Toulouse jerseys probably.
Those probably sold well, too. He had a high upside.
Decently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a scorer, Like he's supposed to be high octane.
Marley's legend.
Yeah. Yuri Toulouse is a good one.
Wow.
Our draft year.
He was, eh?
He was.
Okay.
He was our drafter. Yours would have been 2010, I think.
Yes, that's about right.
I feel bad for Yuri Talusti because of what happened where his photos got leaked.
Yep.
And
that was weird.
And it was what was super weird at the time was that it was totally cool to put that on the front page. This is somebody's private shots.
Well, like nude photos?
Nude photos.
Oh gosh.
Were leaked and they were put on the Toronto Sun's front page.
That's their whole business.
Yeah. I don't know enough about the story to comfortably speak about it. Yeah. It is creepy.
No, right before the Sunshine Girls comes nude photos.
Yes. Yeah. It was wild. And I just remember thinking this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
No, and I don't think you could do that today.
No. Toronto Sun would try. If
you
it's
think
a Leaf, oh my God, if there's
they don't have any integrity.
Nudes of Austin Matthews or something, Toronto Sun's gonna run that front page.
I don't like that.
Do you have any other newspapers you want to talk about? Or were you saving that for later?
Well, I am going to save that for later.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I want to play you this video, which our social team lifted from the show, and Jesse and Steve got into it a little bit about this. And I would like to just let Steve do his thing.
All right.
Bunting needs to be pushed down. I'm sorry. They're going to have to run into a team like the Lightning or Bruins. And in his last game, what did he show himself to be other than an enormous liability? No. Sheldon Keefe does not play him in defensive situations. That's not a number one left winger you 100% trust. And he's lost the favor of the officials, rightly or wrongly. That hurts the team. And we can't trust him to hold his temper. I haven't seen a player come full undone like that against the Bruins in a long time. Did he have a point? Yeah. He was cut and bleeding and there was no call. But he came full undone. He's lost favor with the refs and his own coach doesn't trust him in defensive situations. Bunting needs to be pushed down. It's looping. There you go. Yeah. All right. I received a couple pieces of feedback.
What was the feedback?
Number one, no, I cannot find a tighter shirt. That is the maximum tightness I could find.
Steve?
Yes, Jesse?
Why is your shirt so tight?
Because I buy shirts that fit, and then they shrink, and then they don't. And also, I can't help that I'm jacked.
It's definitely not a true classic.
No, certainly not.
No. Adam, are you looking at this?
I don't know. I think he looks good.
Yeah, but it's tight.
I'm bulking right now.
Are you
been bulking since '88?
No, I like it.
I'm on a 20-year bulk.
Yeah.
I've just been bulking for a long time, man. Gotta get those gains,
the cut's gonna come one of these days. You know,
right.
It's just 20-year bulk.
I never take off my shirt, but my abs are they're so swollen. That's why it looks like a big barrel gut. But what it actually is I'm fucking jacked. Anyway.
So anyway,
the other piece of feedback I got that I thought was very funny is, oh, this is great. You're doing the Shesterkin thing, but you didn't let us in on the bit. Good job.
Oh.
Because they thought,
no.
Which the implication was this take is ridiculous.
I think, no, but I
thought that was clever, though.
It was clever. That was funny.
Good.
But here's what I want to say.
Steve is correct.
I saw exactly what you were talking about in person against Columbus.
Because you were at that game.
Yes.
You know, a Saturday night Columbus game. Who scheduled that? Go to jail.
When are we going to talk about Adam's season seats?
Yeah, man.
Okay. So full disclosure, the reason that I was at that game is that I was supposed to go with Sid, who I posted a video with, Sid Sixero, in the fall, but he got sick, so I took my father-in-law, and then
selfish.
And then I said, "Well, Sid, I'll pay you back because you were gonna
Oh, you'll pay.
And then
back.
then that was my payback game.
No.
And it wasn't even the payback. It's just I'm going to use these season seats on you.
I don't have season seats.
Season seats.
Don't have
Who was the original game against?
What?
Who was the original game against?
That was the Borja Salmon game, whatever that game that was.
Oh yeah, you were there for that. Yeah,
And you got him Columbus Blue Jackets tickets.
I know.
Yeah, that's not. Oof.
It wasn't very nice.
That's not fair trade.
Garbage.
He didn't complain.
I'm sure so. Oh,
I bet he's going to complain now.
Thank you very much.
No.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Steve.
Oh, Columbus, you must have really broke the bank for this.
Adam had donated the rest of his season seats to charity.
That's right.
So
that's-
that was the only
right.
game he left for himself.
That's
so.
me.
That's so
Yeah,
good.
that's me.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
He was
of
a good guy. Good guy.
of you.
Wild.
What a gem.
Yeah, good guy. Well,
So, listen, he scored in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And he, in the final 3 minutes with the empty net, was the Leafs' best chance to tie the game.
Mm-hmm.
He was their best player during those minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He also took a needless penalty against Sean Corrali. That's your top line left winger against a fourth line player on the worst team in the league. Can't happen. And then he put the team down in the third period when they didn't need to be, because he couldn't keep his temper, because that's what he does. And the refs are looking for it. And he tried to draw a call in the offensive zone.
That's where he got hooked from behind, right? Over the shoulder.
But it's one of those ones where you look at it and you go, did he really get hooked or did he try to sell it? And if it's a 50-50 thing,
And they think you're trying to sell them.
the refs know what their call is, and that call is no call. So, sorry. I said that video clip is from before the Columbus game. He's lost the favor of the officials.
Mm-hmm.
Proof is in the pudding. He can't hold his temper. The proof is in the pudding. Jesse's showing that. What is this clip? Oh, this is him coming out of the box.
Yeah.
He holds the stick. He gets the stick. He gets a limp stick in the chest, and he holds it with both hands.
There it is.
He kind of no.
He doesn't.
There it is.
No, he gets it under his arm, and then he puts his gloves on it. I'm sorry, the officials are correct to not call that.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's a missed call.
I think
But
he's trying to sell
beside
it.
your point. Yeah,
Right.
he's trying to sell it.
Whether or not it's a missed call. If it's a missed call, that's even more to your point, because they're not giving it to him because he's Michael Bunting.
So
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's
and-
the problem. He hasn't.
The worst piece of feedback I receive about that criticism is, well, that's on the refs. Tough shit. Listen, they're bad. We know they're bad. They're not going to magically, listen, at the end of the day, you're at the mercy of these assholes.
Yeah, you are.
At the end of the day, you're at the mercy. Yeah, no, you do see the Columbus Blue Jackets player, both hands on his stick.
Yep.
But Bunting is trying to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
At the
also
end of the
a
day,
missed
you're at the mercy of these assholes.
Yep.
These emotional, biased, and let's say the word human individuals,
The referees.
the officials who call the game. You're supposed to be getting better as the season goes. That penalty is unforgivable. That penalty is absolutely unforgivable. And it's a soft call.
Mm-hmm.
It's a soft call against him, but he cannot hold his temper. The officials are looking to call him. They're looking to not call infractions against him.
Mm-hmm.
And until he figures it out, which he very hasn't, this cannot be a top line player on your team heading into a playoff series against the Lightning, who will dismantle this guy. They'll pick this guy apart. If you're the Lightning's pro scouting staff,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh, cool, Sean Corrali took him off it's 4-on-4. You take that trade. Corey Perry for Michael Bunting. Sure. Belmar for Michael Bunting. Sure. Maroon for Michael Bunting. Sure. Nick Paul for Michael Bunting. You probably don't take that trade because he scored both fucking goals in Game 7. They will pick this guy apart. He's too easy of a target.
What's weird about this conversation is there are a bunch of people who are like, oh, we don't like Michael Bunting now? No, you love Michael Bunting.
I love Michael Bunting. If he sucked, I wouldn't bother. If he stunk, I'd be like, well, this is a very easy conversation. He's not a very good player. They need to go out and get somebody. The way I'm approaching it is the worse this gets. I'm like, well, I guess the Leafs need to go out and get somebody then. Because I feel like the conversation not so long ago was, I don't really know how badly the Leafs need anybody.
Yeah.
Because Bunting, he started slow, if I remember correct. Then he started hitting his stride. Yarncroke is on the best offensive clip of his career. Right?
Yes.
Things are looking good
yes.
for a perceived weakness for this team. So we're looking at, okay, maybe you get a guy for the second line and Bunting can stay on the top. And, maybe Yarncroke goes down to no, you need a top line left winger. Oh, the Leafs need to go out and get a second line left winger. Bullshit. Top line. He can't play on the top line.
Well, and that's
if this is how he's going to play.
So this is the interesting part is that I think if it's so obvious, right?
Yeah.
The coaching staff must have spoken with him about this.
I wonder how Sheldon Keefe feels about this. Like, that's my biggest question here.
And I have a clip from Sheldon Keefe that we're going to have to play a little bit here. Yep. But
I kind of wonder how much it has to do with Austin being out, because like they're really tight. They sit next to each other on the bench. Like this stuff right here, Jesse's got a clip of Bunting and Erica Branson going at it, like from respective benches. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with this guy being a rat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's great when your own team has a rat. But he cannot keep it together. You're talking about the coaches where he's losing his mind against the Bruins. You should look at the look on Spencer Carberry's face.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Jesus Christ. Like, he cannot believe this guy is coming undone the way he is. He's got to figure it out.
Well, and that's going to be a question for the remainder of last 30-something games is can he?
Yeah, forget winning. You know what? Forget the Stanley Cup, forget the playoffs, forget winning. Michael, you're spending money. This is a contract year. You're on the top line of the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're with Austin Matthews and either Nylander or Marner. Oh, Matthews is out. Oh, no, you only get to play with John Tavares. You are sitting on a winning lottery ticket. An actual winning lottery ticket. Stop fucking it up. You should be able to go into this offseason and ask for the Hyman contract. And it's simply not going to happen.
Nah, he's not as good a player as that guy, man. On the ice.
It's
not even comparable. Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
No, but like you're heading into UFA. If you head into UFA with back-to-back 60-goal seasons, or sorry, 60 goal. 60 point. If you're heading in back 60 goal seasons.
Mario Lemieux was last guy to do that.
Like, then you're David Pasternak and you're like, I'm going to sign for $13 million, except a few years ago I said I would play for free, and this summer is an opportunity for David to put his money where his mouth is. Sign for league min. Coward. Anyway, no, Bunting, if you head into this offseason, you just played on a top line for 2 straight years. You put up back-to-back 60-point, 20-goal seasons. Mm-hmm. Why can't you ask for $5 million?
I think you can.
It's a little stiff.
You can ask. You can ask.
You can always ask.
Kyle, you can always ask.
Ask me for a Lamborghini.
There's 32 teams. Someone's going to do it. Like,
it's actually McLaren livery day on F1, so that's what I'm asking.
You can always ask.
As for McLaren. Yeah. I think, to be honest with you...
He's spending money.
Yes, agreed. And by the way, Tyler Bozak, who had numbers 20 goals, 50 points... got $4.2 million a year. How long ago?
4.2 from the Leafs. You know,
like 2015.
Yeah, but remember what he got from the Blues?
$5 million every year.
It was 5.5, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Wow. Now he was a center, but
He's a center.
Still. Anyway,
but he was signed to be their third line center. Bunting is a top line winger.
I 100% agree with you that the Leafs need a top line left winger. Like, I think it's very abundant. It's very clear. We need a big move from Kyle Dubas. And whether it's a centerman, and then
who plays left,
and then you kind of just shift around. Like,
yeah, that's
perfectly fine.
Totally.
But I'm still not convinced that Bunting won't be very effective in 7 games in the first round of the playoffs if he channels his energy correctly. Like, he's built for this stuff.
This is what I'm saying, Brooksy.
Yeah.
He's not channeling his energy effectively,
right?
At all.
Right. But I'm not as upset at him when he gets into these instances because I think the playoffs are going to be a different animal. and he's gonna realize like there's a certain. I hope he learns the lesson. We got 28 games here. I hope I'm not upset at him. Like I'm not gonna yell at Bunting, get your shit together kind of stuff, because I think he's gonna realize come game 1, it's a different kind of game we're playing here. We got to win 4 games here, and I think he's gonna be able to thrive in the playoffs if this energy is directed in the right direction.
Yes,
because the playoffs are more Bunting style, where this stuff you can get away with some of this stuff,
but
and that's very effective if he's not on that top line.
And you know what? I don't even hate him on the top line. I do think they need help on the left side, and we could talk about that. But you're right, Jesse. It's how are we directing this energy? Because there's energy that and Brad Marchand's the best example, so that's what I'm going to use. Where you're a fucking shithead, but Brad Marchand is always under control. There is never a moment where Brad Marchand, very few moments, where Brad Marchand loses control.
Under control and has the favor of veteran officials in the league. That doesn't mean they never call anything against him. No, but they like him. Mm-hmm. They like him. They think he's funny.
Do
you think they think Bunting is funny?
I think the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I think they fucking hate his guts.
The Tampa Bay Lightning are the perfect example of that. They have the ear of the official. Steven Stamkos is another official on the ice.
Oh yeah,
but that team is dirty as fuck.
You can get by in life. Your life could be so much easier if you just make people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Bunting's funny. He could do that.
Yeah, but you think okay, so you're an official and you're away from your family all the fucking time, and you got to travel, and you're like, oh, I got to go through Pearson Airport. Oh, son of a fuck. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I gotta find a way. Okay, I guess I'll take the SkyTrain and I'll go get my hotel. Oh wait, I'm in Toronto. Oh, I got a fucking Bunting game.
Oh,
great! I got a fucking Bunting game. Can't wait for a fucking Bunting game.
You think so? I don't know. Yep. Do you think he's a big enough player that they give a shit?
He makes their lives harder.
It might be a slight exaggeration.
That's a great argument, Adam.
It might be a slight exaggeration to say that Wes McCauley's thinking about Bunting on his way through Pearson.
No, Wes McCauley's trying to screw over other guys on the Leafs. Yeah. But it's that's a story for another day. But Bunting, listen, man, make people's lives don't make people's lives harder than they need to be. Make them laugh. He doesn't do either of those things. And you can talk about fair, and you can stomp your feet and hold your breath. This is the way of the world. This is how it works.
Right.
And it's unfortunate and it's unfair, and fucking cry about it.
I wish he was a better player with this same energy, because you can see if he's a 35 goal scorer, you can see him getting away with a lot more things.
Oh, fuck that. I wish the rest of the team played like him.
Yeah.
I do. Please clip this part when you're tweeting it out and calling me an asshole. But I wish the rest of the team, we've had this conversation in recent years where, because people always talk about the Leafs need to get bigger and tougher. Bunting is probably below middle of the pack on this team in terms of height and weight. I've met the guy. He's normal as fuck. Mm-hmm. In terms of a physical specimen. I know he can outrun me. He can outlift me, whatever. We're not comparing him to me and my too tight shirts. Mm-hmm. We are comparing him to other National Hockey League players. But you see him go into fights and scrums, and he is unafraid. If the rest of the team played with his aggression and complete lack of fear, they'd be A-okay. But he cannot be an effective player for the Leafs from the box. And it's one thing, sticks up for Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. We love that. He's throwing the other team off their game after whistles. What the Leafs don't do enough after whistles. The Bruins love it. The Bruins are all about the post-whistle shit. And he does it. Not enough guys in the team do it. But when all you have to do, who was, I don't even know the name of the guy in the Blue Jackets. All he did was the worst.
This play with
hockey
Kebenderant?
Players have 5 chirps.
The Kebenderant? Where he's chirping at him right now?
No, it wasn't Kebenderant. No.
The other one was Corrali.
Corrali, and then I think it was 24 was just doing the chirp thing with his hand, and that's what got Bunting to put the Leafs on the penalty kill in the third period. That's all you got to do. And then, dude, all he's got to do is shove the guy, not even his hardest, in the chest, and he's off for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
they're looking for you. They're looking for you.
His league reputation is in a bad place.
24 on the Blue Jackets is Matthew Oliver.
Yeah,
Olivier.
Yeah, I believe you. Like, but like that team.
If
beat
Matthew
the Leafs.
Olivier's taking you off, and you're the top line left wing for the Leafs, that's not good enough.
Dude.
And
that's another fourth line player.
And if me doing this and I'm pushing Steve's shoulder for anyone who can't see, gets me a penalty, then that's a problem. And you can't, as a Leaf fan, say, "Well, that's bias against the Leafs." It's not. It's
prevent the bias.
The officials are saying, "Listen, you can't do this shit. You're not going to make clown shows out of us."
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, you got to play the game a little bit. And what I mean is the mental game. You got to get in there. You got to get the officials to like you. Takes a really long time. And if somebody does the chirp thing at you, shut the fuck up and nail them on the next shift.
Like, you've never lied.
Them or score. Do that.
You've never bent the truth in a job interview. Like, you've never worn a shirt that you're never going to wear at the job to a job interview.
Sure.
Like, that's playing the game. Like, that's what we're talking about by playing the game.
Right.
Bringing donuts on your first day of work.
But to the other point is, like, I wish John Tavares had 3/4 of the energy that Michael Bunting plays.
Could not agree more.
Yeah.
It would be so much more if that type of player who's as skilled as JT, who's a great goal scorer like him, played with that energy.
How about the ability to tell him to shut the fuck up? I wish Sean had that.
Can't do that
Mike,
either.
What if you shut the fuck up?
Nobody seems to do that.
Anybody? Someone? Anyone?
I would like that energy that Michael Bunting has during games to be spread across this whole team.
Agreed.
And they're missing that.
Yep.
And then the one guy is just doing it all, and it's too much.
And the energy is, that's maybe the burden on him is too much.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Maybe ironically, after this whole conversation, maybe they need to go out and get more of what Michael Bunting brings.
Like, I don't know, Timo Meier, which brings me to this contract. So there's some interesting stuff out of San Jose. The Sharks pregame show apparently talked about, this is from Curtis Pashlauka. Sorry, Curtis, if I spelled your incorrectly pronounced your name. I'm terrible at that. He said, I wonder if he would reject a $10 million qualifying offer from the Sharks if it got that far and sign another team's big offer sheet this summer. And then Cap Friendly retweeted this and said, interesting thought, but one that likely favors San Jose. Number one, rejecting the qualifying offer at 1 year, $10 million. And that's the rub with acquiring Timo Meier is your QO is 1 year, $10 million, and it walks him right to UFA. It allows San Jose to keep his rights all the 23-24 season, and if it got to an offer sheet, it would likely require 4 first-round picks to get him. So, that's the thing. The team, the acquiring team in the Meier thing, should there be a deal, does have a lot of cards in their favor, because you say to Timo, listen, I'm not going to do 1 year, $10 million, but we could do an 8-year deal.
This is my thing with Meier. So I'm looking up his numbers. The $10 million 1 year qualifying offer, I think, is tremendously overblown with him. So he's 26, 6'1", 220 pounds. We love that. In 54 games, he has 30 goals, 21 assists for 51 points. We love that. Only 21 penalty minutes, despite the fact that he's like one of the league leaders in hits. We love that. Minus 15, we disregard that because it's the Sharks. It's the Sharks. He had 35 goals last year, so it's not a flash in the pan. He had 30 a few years ago. Might have had more had it not been for COVID. Like, the $10 million qualifying offer doesn't scare me because this isn't a $5 million player who has this magical contract that could force you into a $10 million situation. Timo Meier's not stupid, and his agent's not stupid. He can sign 8 times 8 this summer. No problem. That's my opinion.
Sure, he can.
I mean, look at Horvat, look at Miller.
Sure,
yes, those guys can play center. Meier can't really. He can sign 8 times 8. If he's the belle of the ball, which he is, he can sign 8 times 8. So, why screw myself in a situation where, I'm going to sign this 1 year deal to get an extra $2 million? He's not stupid. He's going to go out there and sign a $60+ million contract this summer with whoever wants to. To me, the thing that's holding up a potential Meier deal is all this Erik Karlsson fuss.
Yeah.
And how tricky that deal is, and Like, I heard the debate back and forth on the 32 Thoughts podcast. I'm of the opinion that if you can trade Karlsson now, you have to.
Oh, you have to now. This is your best chance.
Like,
don't get greedy. Just get rid of it. Get rid of the deal.
How much retained?
I think what's the max Sharks are doing is 20%.
50 is so much. Like, that's a lot of friggin' money. If you can bring in a third team, you do it. If you're the third team, it's awesome because you potentially get like a first round pick out of it, honestly, for the amount of money they're asking for. But Karlsson is leading all defensemen in scoring this year, and he could do that next year. He could play 20 games. He's a time bomb in that regard. You just don't know. So if you're the Sharks and you're able to get out from under that, you're not contending anytime soon. You do it. So, and what isn't this Mike Greer's first
big trade?
It is.
No, first year.
What's his first year
as GM?
Yeah.
And it started with the season starting in Europe, and the Russian players may not be welcome, and he's had a very interesting first year as GM.
Go make it a win by making this deal.
Go make it a win. And I hope the Sharks are surrounding their first year GM.
I'm not trying to fully get into that right now because I do want to get into it a little bit later. I do want to pull it back to the Leafs for a second. Steve,
sure.
Jesse, is my text message system working now?
No. You need to email.
Still not working, huh? Okay. Says that it is, but okay. Now,
I love how Adam and Jesse try to keep things secret from me. Like a foot away from me, like
it's not working. Oh my god, that's annoying. Okay,
Ooh, I wonder what it could be.
Okay, so we're talking about.
Nobody's trying to keep things secret from you, Steve.
You're trying to keep things secret.
So
nothing's ever that serious.
What I want here is to. I want you to play this.
Cute.
This is Sheldon Keefe. From
who should be fired?
After his press conferences. Yeah. So play this. I want to know what everybody thinks.
I bet he disagrees with me about Bunting.
Probably.
You guys talk to the players. I'm sure that you ask them the same questions. I can't do the work for them.
We think Joe's performance tonight is.
I think it's fine. You give up too much. We give too many shots, too many things in around the crease, so it makes it a lot harder on him than it should have been.
Find it to be more of an effort situation or an execution situation?
Effort. Yeah. Competitiveness.
What did you say to them in the second intermission?
They got to make a decision how important it is to them. That's really it. Yeah, just outworked, outplayed.
I didn't hear Sheldon go, yeah, we're in fourth place. Oh, come on, guys. We're doing really good. We're in fourth.
Who's that? Who's that impression of?
Sheldon. Come on, guys. Lay off them. We're doing really well in the regular season. It's a February game against Columbus. No, he's holding them to the standard of what they want to achieve.
I didn't know that
which
Sheldon
is a
Keefe,
Stanley Cup.
Sheldon Keefe is David Beckham now.
Sheldon Keefe might hit you.
Tea and crumpets. That's my British accent. Okay, I'm really good at it.
Prince Harry?
No, I've heard the audio.
I attended the wedding with the frostbitten penis. I just
don't make me Google the word oscillating, Harry. Oh God,
he needs to shut up.
He needs to shut.
Oh God, the world was better when Prince Harry didn't talk.
It's a lot.
What the fuck did you say to me?
By the way, all the people acting out his audiobook on TikTok are my favorite. Those are my favorite TikTok accounts.
He sounds like he's cosplaying as Gordon Ramsay.
So,
what the fuck did you say to me?
I have 25 confirmed kills in Afghanistan. Like, there's just what are you talking about?
Nobody wanted to know any of the information in the book, and it was too much.
No.
Where were we going with it?
Sheldon Keefe.
Come on, guys, we're fourth.
Sheldon Keefe.
He's holding them to the standard of a team that wants to win the Stanley Cup. That's what they're trying to do, by the way. I don't know. I don't like being a big meanie by saying that I hope they win the Stanley Cup. They should have winning habits, but I guess that's mean.
If the Lightnings take care of business with the two games they have in hand, they pass the Leafs in the standings. They They have 70 points,
and
52 games. Leafs have 72 points, 54 games.
Well, Jesse, though, I'm going to hold my breath and stamp my feet until they change the playoff format mid-season so that the Leafs don't have to play the big, mean, scary Lightning.
The other thing is,
figure it out.
The thing is that, people lose games. It happens. Mm-hmm. But you can't be losing a game to Columbus. You just can't.
At home, where you were up 2-0.
Saturday night.
I don't think...
That's not too much to ask.
No, it's fucking not. Where your third stringer plays a great game. Justin Holl absolutely cannot be in the game one lineup. I saw so many people tweeting, yeah, but he does this well, he does that well. And I feel like I'm in 1984. People are telling me to ignore the evidence of my eyes and ears. He is not good at this. Off my team. Off.
Now,
that's enough.
Okay. Now I'm going to bring up something from a friend of yours.
Yeah.
Cam Charron.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing
I'm bringing this. Yeah, we're doing this.
All right.
Cam Charron talked about Justin Holl, and he said, I've been charting data in some form or another for about 95% of Maple Leafs games since 2011. This is well before he worked for the franchise. This is when he was blogging for Leafs Nation, and could quite confidently say that Justin Holl is no worse than a third best D at handling the puck in that time.
That tweet's a nightmare.
Okay. Now you'd say that to Cam. You know Cam, so you would be saying that to him.
I know Cam, and I'd say that tweet's a nightmare.
Now, why do you say that?
Because he worked for the Leafs for 8 years. Thinking Justin Holl is third best that's horrifying.
Now, does he mean he might mean third best in not third best necessarily on the Leafs?
Moving the puck? Or whatever.
Just at that one thing. Just at that one thing.
That's scarier than any book I've ever read, movie I've ever watched. Well, that's terrifying.
And maybe Cam's not wrong.
I think he is.
But does that speak to the fact that maybe the Leafs are not very good at moving the puck on D? You know what I mean? Like, if that's your third best.
Well, since 2011, so 2011 to 16 and a half, you wipe your ass with that and throw that out the window.
Yeah, it's all trash.
So fuck like half a decade's worth of data there. And then you get to the playoff era, and no. And by the way, the criticism coming out of that game had nothing to do with him moving the puck. Mm-hmm. The game-winning goal, he was unaware of the attacking player. Ken Johnson was behind him, and he just went, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting easy as fuck goals. And he simply scoots in front of big for nothing Justin Holl and tips in a goal. And then Boone Jenner just steals his lunch money. He whiffs on the second goal. I don't know. You can chalk that up as a mistake. Fine. But like this,
is there a little bit of?
It just feels like he's winning a debate no one was having.
I just no.
Moving the puck. What are you talking about?
I think Justin Holl's ability to play hockey is a huge debate, and that's a part of it.
The NHL.
No. He's talking about his ability to move the puck.
Yeah, that's like 75% of a defenseman's job.
Yeah, but I'm talking about his ability to move people, which we know he can't do.
Yeah, but if he's very good at that game, if he's very good at a part that's 70% of his job, that's a pretty good part of the game. That's a pretty good thing to be good at.
Okay. I don't want this to be against Cam, but he had a tweet that said the numbers don't lie. Yeah, they do. They do.
Is it possible?
You can make numbers say anything you want. You can.
Is it possible? We should have Cam on to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Is it possible that there's a little bit of Brian McCabe syndrome here? That it's good, and then all of a sudden it's very bad.
I think it's adequate.
Sharply bad.
I think it's adequate and very bad.
Okay.
His good games are adequate, and his bad games are unusable. I don't think I'm asking for the sun and the moon when I'm asking for the Leafs to get a player good enough to push Holl out of the lineup. He's not better than Liljegren. He isn't.
That's true.
You could throw anything in front of me and I wouldn't believe it. He's not better than Brody. You can throw anything in front. Yeah, well, he's really good at moving the puck. All right, get a guy who's good at moving the puck and also not useless in front of his own net.
I don't mind a guy like Justin Holl as your 5'6". Do you hate that? If Brody and Liljegren are better.
I've seen it enough times. I'm done with it. Out of the lineup. get a new guy.
Mm-hmm.
The giveaway in Game 7, the pick in Game 7. Oh, it's a shitty call. Well, they fucking made it. And like every official, like I polled a bunch of people after that game. Leaf fans were furious about that call. Any official ass is like, yeah, it's a fucking penalty, right? You can do better.
Considering what wasn't a penalty in that series, you guys can.
Right.
Those officials can go stick it.
I'm
right
with
up their
Steve
ass.
in that we've lost the opportunity. Justin Holl has lost the opportunity for us to run this back on Game 1. Like we should at least before we get to that point try something different. Because Justin Holl, like we've seen too many mistakes in that we deserve a shot just to see what these 6 defensemen look like without Justin Holl in there. And if there's a 2-week stretch there where all the games are good and they don't have giant mistakes by one of in particular defenseman, then yeah, he's earned his right to not be in the lineup. And I think they should at least try it. Get somebody in there and try a different lineup without Justin Holl.
And I don't want to insult Cam because I was.
This isn't supposed to be an insult. Cam.
No.
It's a difference of opinion. That's allowed.
Well, and also I was saying numbers. Like Cam did a good job with that thread where he posted video clips.
Yes,
but like it's Holl doing ordinary things,
which he's good at.
Yeah, it's good to be good at ordinary things. Coaches love players who do ordinary things. It's all I got from the clips that he posted wasn't that this is a great player. It's this is a player who listens to their coach. And maybe that's more rare than we think.
Certainly, I'm sure it is.
Like, of course, Justin Holl. Like, okay, I've told the story 1,000 times. Might as well tell it again. I did a 2-off article for the Toronto Star in 2016. And individually, Kyle Dubas and Sheldon Keefe said the most underrated forward on the Toronto Marlies was Zach Hyman. Correct. And the most underrated defenseman on the Toronto Marlies was Justin Holl. Correct. Absolutely correct. So all that tells me is Justin Holl was an ECHL player. They called him up. The coach said, this guy is delightful. And he was delightful enough to get an NHL contract. He's been delightful enough to stick in the lineup. This is an ordinary player. He's ordinary. And you know, not every player on your team is going to be a superstar. Like, look at this clip.
That's what I say. That
Jesse just posted. He's standing nearly still, and he passed the puck up the middle.
Yeah, and in that clip, Sean's talking about how Cam's talking about second touch. Holl draws the forechecker towards him, calmly goes to his right, and fires a seam pass to the receiver in stride. Goes on to nearly create a scoring chance. So in this clip that's seemingly innocuous, there's nothing really going on here.
Yeah.
Justin Holl is actually doing a lot there, drawing in the forechecker and creating a scoring chance. And those little things are very important on the penalty kill.
Yes.
We see why Sheldon Keefe runs Justin Holl out on the penalty kill and that he's important to the team. But
it's very interesting how useless he seems in front of the net, yet how effective he seems to be on the penalty kill. Dude, 5-on-5 though. I know what you're trying to say. But 5-on-5, he's abysmal.
Yeah, but these things are so important to the game. These little things are great, and this is what video coaches are there for, to tell you this guy's doing the right stuff here.
So here's my question: is he the only guy in the world who can?
But
do that?
the thing is, I think we have an opportunity here to see somebody else who can do these things, plus not make giant mistakes that cost you games.
Who?
Ex-defenseman out there we can go trade for, or just one of the other ones that are scratched. I don't know. Try something.
This is what the trade deadline is for. He is a perfectly fine player. $2 million, right-handed defenseman. They need those. Yeah. They don't really have them. He is exactly the sort of player who I think can get a cap-strapped team through the regular season. And then at the deadline, when you have a little bit more space, you go out and get someone better.
Here's what Tampa's top 4 looks like.
Yeah.
Victor Hedman, Zach Bogosian, which stings a little if you're a Leaf fan.
Fuck.
Mikhail Sergachev and Eric Cernak. So the Leafs have Riley Brody, I'm assuming. And then what?
Well, the Leafs keep listing it as Giordano Holl, but I think we all know it's Sandin Liljegren. But
I mean, I hope it is.
Maybe it isn't.
It's Sandin Liljegren and Gio Holl. That's the 6.
Yeah. And like that's the Lightning defaulting to our top pair is whatever pair Victor Hedman is on. But like Cernak's their best right-handed defender. It's not Zach Bogosian.
Yeah, agreed. But you can balance the maybe the dearth of talent with Zach Bogosian with the fact that Victor Hedman's so good and Zach can be simple.
And also we know exactly what the Lightning are going to go out and get at the deadline, and it's someone to help with that situation.
Right. And now so the Leafs, Morgan Rielly, TJ Brody, Morgan Rielly looking better.
Yeah, he's had a couple really good games.
TJ Brody, Mark Giordano, Justin Holl, Sandin Liljegren. And I wonder if the Sandin Liljegren pair, like Liljegren seems to be good wherever you put him.
Yes.
How much do we know about Holl and Sandin together?
Sandin to me has struggled a little bit.
Oh, he struggled all year.
Yeah, like especially lately. I think there are just blatant. Like if we're talking exits here, like he doesn't really know what to do with the puck when he gets it.
Yeah,
and he looks a little scared. So I don't know what's happening with Sandin.
Is it possible that Holl remains where he is in the lineup because they don't trust Sandin? They trust Sandin less than they... Justin Holl, there's going to be some blaring errors or whatever, but Sandin is way more of an issue for them, and he's a longer-term partner with the team. You expect him to be around a lot longer.
Be prepared for the Leafs to add on D, and it maybe doesn't push out the guy you think it does.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the problems here is that they trust Holl so much. We've heard it from Dubas, we've heard it from Keefe, is that he's a very useful player, and they love having him in the lineup, and that might be one of the problems, is that they really, really trust Holl.
This is supposed to be the time of the season where I feel more and more confident about my team. And
I think
this conversation is really hurting my feelings.
There's a lot of runway.
Yeah,
the team is very good.
Yeah.
And we just need them to get a little better.
Like, listen, you can fail every test as long as you ace the final exam.
Exactly.
Yes. We all know that.
Exactly.
Are they passing this test or failing it?
We don't know yet. We'll see.
I think they're
this test.
You got time.
Columbus? Is Columbus the test?
No. I would say the last chunk of games.
Not been good.
No, but you're acting like the test is tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're acting like you're going to the Metro Toronto Convention Center to take the final exam with the 800 kids. It's not happening tomorrow.
So you were a good student, so you don't know what it's like to be a bad one.
Yeah, you're cramming the night before.
No, I'm not cramming the night before. I'm getting back my shitty mark and going, oh, fuck, I need to study.
Well, so but hold on, isn't that a good thing though?
Yes, it is a good thing. I shouldn't be like, well, I'm in fourth place.
See, you do learn more from failure and defeat than you do from success, right? You do. And I wonder if the Leafs going on this skid right now. We know what the team looks like with Matthews out.
Skid.
I know they're fourth place, but you know what I'm saying, right?
You
losing games, you're giving away games. You're giving away points against the Senators and Blue Jackets. You shouldn't be giving away.
They 4-4-4 against bottom 10 teams.
So they got I've got the actual graphic if you'd like to know.
It's abysmal.
This is for anybody that thinks there isn't a bit of an issue here, I'm going to tell you this: against the bottom 8 teams in the league this year, the Leafs are 5-4-4. Their save percentage is .890. Their penalty kill is less than 75%, and their goals against per game is 3.23. That is unacceptable.
That 890.
And people are going to say to that, well, they're not playing any shitty teams in the playoffs. To which I say, don't be disingenuous, people.
Also, they lost a series against Tampa where they had home ice advantage, and at current pace, they will be, I don't give a shit where they end the season in the league-wide standings. They're not going to have home ice advantage in the first round. Well, that's bullshit. Well, that's the fucking way it is. And they're not going to change it in February.
If the pace continues. Yeah. But here's what I'm going to say. I would rather know this now, and I think that's what the Leafs have done. They brought up Woll just to see how he would do. They knew they're resting Matthews, not because they have to, but because they want to. Because there's a strain there, and it's like, why push it? Like, what are we doing? Yeah, we're not going for 60 goals this year.
Yeah.
And so then here you go. The Leafs, arguably in the last few games, have had some of the worst duds of the season, barring that first week. And I think if you're Kyle Dubas, this gives you the chance of, okay, worst case scenario, which is still pretty good, what do I need to do? And I think we're talking about it. And so to me, I don't extrapolate and go anything more than the Leafs are getting an understanding of what this is at its worst. Still a fourth place team, but this is what we are at our worst. Here are the glaring weaknesses. Left side's not looking as strong. We need Bunting.
Up front.
We need to get Bunting some help. We need to get Bunting some help in the attitude department. We could probably, everybody's talking about the defense that they potentially want to add and that it would be on the right side. Wouldn't it be better if they added somebody on the bottom left who was reliable, who's going to push Sandin down and push Sandin to be better? So therefore, you can move Holl down, play them with Mr. Dependable on the left side, and move Liljegren up where he probably should be.
This is what stresses me out about that thread, is we're having a conversation about the problem and how to solve it. That thread suggests there is no problem, which I strongly disagree with.
That's fair.
And if our conversation was happening after the trade deadline, then it's a serious problem. If we're 5 games left of the season and they're still doing this, then it's a little bit of a problem. But if we're panicking now, then we got a case of the PPs, the premature panic. Let's not. We
don't want a case of the PPs.
We don't want a case of the premature panic, the PP. So
that should be the title of the episode.
So Dubas has time here to fix things. Because we don't have a case of the PP.
Don't have a case.
It's not a premature panic. There's time to fix it, which is good.
So with that, I'm going to pause you guys there because we got to talk about my gigantic win at the Super Bowl. Ooh. Who won the Super Bowl? Not the Chiefs. Adam Wilde did. We'll get into that with you.
Because you bet on?
I will tell you about that in a second. And afterwards, there's a love. I bet on love because I'm Shawn Mendes and I'm Miss Camila. After that, we're going to talk about.
Sean
that's
talks?
how Sean talks. Yeah. Hello,
Camila?
Steve. Camila. Hello, Steve. I just want to have a party with you. That's how Sean talks. I've met Sean. I've interviewed Sean. That's how he talks. He's a really nice guy. Have you ever met
young Hannibal Lecter?
Look up Shawn Mendes talking. Yeah, and Benny Drama, Benito, I forget what his last name is. He's one of the guys on TikTok, does a really great Shawn Mendes impression that Sean even likes. And he talks just like, hello, Camila. Hi, Camila. After that, too, there's a really notorious article about the Toronto Maple Leafs and their head coaching situation we're going to get to after You Can Bet That with Dave Bastel.
You Can Bet That with David Bastel. Brought to you by Sports Interaction. Get in the action and make a play. 19 plus. Please play responsibly.
I'm going to call this segment You Can Win That with me, Adam Wilde. Guys.
You certainly can.
Big winner last night at the Super Bowl was me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. $2 Steve thing is working for me, so I'm doing $2 bet.
It's the way to do it.
I did a bunch of $2 bets, but the one I'm proudest of is post-game, the Kelsey brothers hug after the final whistle. Possible payout. I put a $2 bet down, and I won 47 cents.
Woo!
Thank you. 47 cents.
That is fantastic.
Come on, Dave.
That is you and me, dollar store.
That's right. 5 cent candies all day, buddy. So listen, it was an exciting night last night with a whole bunch of things happening. In terms of like recapping, a guy like you who follows this stuff closely, and full disclosure, I watched Dave dismantle a Buffalo Bills fan. We were out socially, and a guy was from Buffalo, and Dave said, here's why they're not going to win next week, because of this, and this. And the next week they lost in the playoffs.
Damn.
So Dave, what were your takeaways from the Super Bowl?
Well, I was really excited to be holding a Kansas City money line ticket that I purchased a couple days before. There was also some leaked reports too, because of how the money was coming in on the Sunday morning, that the Kansas City Chiefs by game time were going to be favorites in the game. So the massive value before the game to bet on the Chiefs, it ended up being that the Eagles were favorites, but a really tight game. So quickly, guys, there were a couple funny ones. The Kenneth Gainwell first touchdown that wasn't because of the elbow paid 18-1. Jalen Hurts ended up sneaking in that first touchdown. It paid 6-1. So the jump between the two Eagle runners, one's a quarterback, one's a running back, was significant, and it had a lot of people just furious because the Gainwell touchdown would have meant like a pretty good payday for somebody taking a true flyer out there. So that was one of the first funny things that happened in the Super Bowl as far as gaming and betting is concerned.
Jesse, I'm curious about you. You just came out with your new Jesse Blake Sports Report, best Super Bowl commercials, and the worst ones too.
Yes.
What were your takeaways from this when you were jumping in on it?
Yeah, I sucked at the props this year. I was same with you. I had KC winning. I thought going in, like, how can you bet against Mahomes and all that? And the Eagles, they had a light schedule, so I was right on that. But the props always burn me. I'm never good with the fun stuff. Like I can never get the Gatorade. I lost like the coin toss. Just
get a 50% chance.
Right? Like it seems like every time there's the fun stuff, I'm always just on the wrong side of the literally a coin toss decision. So I can never get that. But it was a really good game. You know, we got one of the best Super Bowls ever. Just two teams.
It was.
No defense is being played.
What did you do? What did you do?
Well, so I was just checking my sports interaction for all my bets to come through. I lost on everything except for one. I had the over.
Okay.
I didn't get the song.
I got the song too.
I didn't get the coin toss. I didn't get any of my props because I had all Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
I got the national anthem.
You got the national anthem.
I didn't get the national anthem.
I got it.
The national anthem was so tricky too because it was depending on what number you got. So the national anthem ended. Most books had it ending officially at 2:04. But a lot of different places, like you could get 2 minutes or you can get 2:06. Sports Interaction had it at 2:06. And so you better have taken the under there at Sports Interaction.
Sure did.
It was a very interesting one.
My pinata pick was 36-28 for the Eagles.
Wow.
And there's like 5 minutes left in the game. Kansas City makes it 28-27. And I'm like, because I bet $2. I would have won $4,000.
By the way,
okay, they didn't get a touchdown and then missed a field goal and then make another field goal. And then, oh man, I was so
Speaking of pinata bets, guys, I can confirm this morning that there was a ticket that a $13 pinata bet on final score that hit 2001. The guy won $26,000.
Wow. Well done.
Wow. Really well done.
I want to talk to that guy.
Yeah, no kidding. Quickly before I go here, guys. So purple was the Gatorade color. Tails was the correct coin toss. We had some McDavid props. I think McDavid actually stayed in a nightclub in Montreal and didn't play that game against the Habs because he was a -3 with no points. So Mahomes touchdowns 3, McDavid point 0. Shots on goal. Carlson, Ovi combined for 4. Travis Kelce receptions 6. So Travis Kelce was the correct winner there too. It was a lot of fun. And you know what? That's what the Super Bowl is all about. Go out there, throw down a little bit of money for the game and just see what you like, what you don't. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. It was a very exciting game though. So that was kind of cool.
It was a great game.
Can I ask one thing, Dave? What was the best thing you ate yesterday?
Yesterday, you know what? I went for my traditional, my wife's going to laugh at this when she sees this video. I always have a pulled pork sandwich.
Oh,
yeah. during the Super Bowl.
That's it. The pulled pork sandwich on Super Bowl Sunday.
Well, hey, Jess, family guy, right? So I'm here with my 2 daughters and my wife. We're doing the chicken and the pizza and the ribs, but I always have a pulled pork sandwich during the Super Bowl. And I know that's my thing, right?
It's his thing, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
I thought you like Thai wings or something adventurous. I don't know.
Oh no.
Well, Dave, we are looking forward
for vanilla ice over here.
Yeah.
So.
We're looking forward to Friday because I know we're going to start talking a lot about trade deadline props coming up. There's going to be, player names and that sort of thing. You're going to be able to kind of have a look at those. So we'll talk about that Wednesday and Friday. Dave, thank you so much as always.
Thanks, guys. See you Friday.
Guys, where else can you get 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens than Athletic Greens?
You answered the question.
That's right.
Nowhere. I guess
that's right.
Nowhere besides
Athletic Greens.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
You have such a command of words. Yeah.
Well, because listen, it's all about gut health. It's about making your skin better. It's about bringing your energy up. It's about making you feel good. And Athletic Greens, as Jesse can personally attest to because he drinks it every morning. Does it make you feel good?
It makes me feel amazing.
Why are you pulling out your phone?
Because I've started to do something that I meant to send this to our salesperson because I think she'll like it. I've started taking Instagram-worthy photos of my Athletic Greens every morning.
Oh!
Because it looks beautiful in its green water and green nice bottle.
There you go. It's also lifestyle friendly, whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free. It contains less than a gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals, or artificial anything. and it still tastes good. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you 1 free year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase to check it out. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/STP. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/STP to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate in daily nutritional insurance. Okay, now that my bragging is over.
47 cents.
47 freaking cents. A lot of people tagged us in an article today regarding a writer for the Toronto Star named Damien Cox, I'm sure you're aware, and wanted us to comment on this article, which essentially states that it's time to fire Sheldon Keefe and bring in Bruce Boudreau. Mm-hmm. That is actually the title, I believe, of the article. And your response to that is?
Well, so the question is...
Can you comment on
it? No. I don't want to.
Right.
And I know it would probably be better content. A better content person would pick that article apart. And I'm simply not going to. Hate clicks are Damien's oxygen, and I am not going to give it to him.
It's a little like Lamborghini at 24.
What?
You know the Lambo guy that we just did?
Oh!
It's a little bit
That's
like,
funny, yeah.
Here's something extremely negative that will get rage clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, Steve, if you actually read it, he's lost the right for me to read it or find anything he has to say interesting.
No.
I don't have to.
It's even worse than you think.
Yeah.
Like
did you read it?
If you read the article, the second paragraph goes into not even Bruce Boudreau would be a good option. Joel Quenneville, when somebody forgives him eventually, would also be a great option.
You're making that up.
That's like the third.
You sure you don't want to go through it?
You're making that up.
That's like the third line.
I don't.
It is trending countrywide right now.
Do you have it open? Check that as the third line of the third sentence of the fucking article.
Is trending countrywide.
We're not. The best thing for the show would to do a deep dive into it, but that's too much energy.
It's just, no, and also I just don't want to. I don't want to.
Read the Joel Quenneville line and then let's move on. Because
I am just pulling it up.
I read it, so you didn't have to.
Here, I'll read the first bit.
Bless you.
Bruce Boudreau, your
Jesse
timing
Blake.
is finally right. The Maple Leafs team clearly needs a jolt, and it's time to determine whether a change behind the bench could be that something. It doesn't have to be Boudreau. There are other experienced coaches available, like Barry Trotz. Joel Quenneville will eventually be forgiven and hired by someone if he still yearns to coach.
I didn't make it up.
So I have a Toronto Star subscription.
I do too.
And that makes me regret it.
Oh, come on. Support journalism. Not all of it.
No,
That's
CJ.
not journalism.
I support CJ.
I support CJ. I don't support whatever that word salad bullshit is. And
don't keep reading.
Yeah,
I won't.
It gets worse.
I have an alternative though.
Also,
here's the thing.
It's not hard to trend.
No.
It's not hard to trend.
You proved that.
Yeah.
Igor Shesterkin is the worst goalie in the NHL.
Worst piece of shit.
Our social team, Jamie on our social team was like, I am so aggressively mad that this is the best TikTok we've ever done.
Well, because they work really hard to make good content. And I'm like, what if I just pretended to be angry about something?
Yeah. So,
which I think Damien is doing. I don't think he's actually like, oh, they should fire Keefe and bring on Booth.
That's an interesting take. Is he making this up just because he's like, oh, I need to get clicks today?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care what Damien Cox.
It doesn't.
thinks.
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder at that guy's ambitions is hard.
Right.
But I will do this. Here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to offer you a solution.
Okay.
Instead of breaking that down, because it really doesn't deserve much more than you know who it's from, so you can sometimes deduce what you're going to get. I like this a lot better in its place. Something we should break down. Pierre LeBrun's article. Are you ready?
Oh, this is
great.
What's this?
NHL rival execs on what the Maple Leafs need to do at the trade deadline.
Okay, so I have a fourth line right winger, and I think the Leafs should give me a first round pick for him.
I love when Pierre does these because you know his sources are legitimate. You know that teams are out there trying to bump their leverage. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like the responses. It's always fun to do this because it does sort of give you a window into how GMs are thinking as well.
It's also a great litmus test for media literacy.
Yes.
And how few of us have it.
So,
what? No! The Leafs can't do any of these things! Yes! It is rival general managers suggesting what they should do.
It's like if they asked the same thing of Dubas about Boston. If I were Dubas, I'd be like, simply quit.
I would
Good while you're ahead. You don't want to wreck this.
I'd be so much more concerned if Pierre LeBrun is like, these are all things Kyle Dubas himself is considering. That's super not what the article is.
All right. Front office executive number 1 says, everybody is talking about Boston, Carolina, Tampa Bay. Maybe that helps Toronto this year. When we played them, it is structurally as sound as we have ever seen them. Their commitment to team play was excellent. Number 1, they need top guys. So their top guys will need to be the best player in each series. Duh.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for that.
Number 2, though I like the 2 players on their bottom pair D, adding size and experience could play an important role in the long run.
Okay, thank you, any uncle.
Number 3, could add playoff experience with size to line 3 or line 4.
Thank you for that.
That's executive number 1.
I like the, oh no, their big guys need to be the best player. No, I want to speak to the executive who's like, Pierre Engvall needs to be their best player. Alexander Kerfoot needs to win the Conn Smythe.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
So front office exec number 2 writes this a little bit more as like an essay. He says, my thinking with Toronto is that they need to know who their that they already know who their first round opponent is.
Yes.
And they know them well.
Yes.
My belief is that they often like to go to get a veteran character guy. If you look at Nick Foligno, Mark Giordano, Wayne Simmons, Jason Spetz, Joe Thornton, some of those have worked better than others, but he might, as in Dubas, try it again. He needs to free up some cap space. The thought is to move a player like Kerfoot to acquire a Ryan O'Reilly with St. Louis eating half, and you are in the same cap situation, minus whatever assets it takes to acquire O'Reilly. That is still feasible to add another depth or cheap piece on the back end cap-wise as well. Now, O'Reilly's not having a great year and is injured and isn't getting any younger, so all those things can help drive the cost down. But it also cautions you to the question, are we really getting better with him? The plus side is he's a winner and he's a captain, and a fresh start is needed. The contending teams maybe what invigorates him down the stretch in the postseason. Every year is an important year when you're the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it does offer more significant with Kyle's contracts up. Matthews is going to have to negotiate his new deal in the offseason.
Who is this?
Yeah,
I don't know. That was what he said.
Pierre, you failed.
What do you mean Pierre LeBrun failed?
You failed, Pierre!
We haven't even got through all the execs.
No, but they were all supposed to say the Leafs need to go out and get a 4th line
for a first rounder.
Center for a first rounder, and you found an exec that was like, here's something that actually sort of makes sense. You failed.
The front office exec number 3, you guys can stop me at any time, by the way. They have a great top 6 up front. Obviously, they lack depth in their bottom 6 and back end. I think adding an experienced D with some size would be most important for them. I assume they'll put Matthew Nyes on the team after school is over. The other issue is their cap situation. Like a lot of teams, they'll need to move money out if they're going to add.
I kind of hope they do.
You know what? There are players on this team, and maybe I'm wrong to think this way, but sometimes relationships in hockey do feel a bit stale, right? It's very temporary. Justin Holl feels a bit stale. Alex Kerfoot feels a bit stale. Mm-hmm. There are just times where you get it with guys and you're like, this is over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Been nice, but this is over.
Also, every coach has their player that needs to be taken away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And Kerfoot is probably Keefe's.
Actual proof do we have, and I'm not saying he won't be, that Matthew Nyes will come in and be effective this season? Or even next?
I have had people reach out and say, you know what, I'd deal Nyes.
Because
they know him a little better.
Most NCAA players don't come in and
light the world on fire.
Right. I can think of very few that have.
Yeah. Like immediately.
Doesn't mean they won't. I mean,
right.
I doesn't mean that there's not going to be there's going to be plenty of guys that come in on NCAA and are
he's good next year or the year after or both.
But that's the thing is that the Leafs aren't looking at that. They have to be
Maybe should.
They're a now team.
I think they can be for the next 3 years team.
Sure they can. Starting with now.
Sure.
And if you get Timo Meier, you can have him for the next 3 years.
Yeah. Like, listen, I'm willing to deal anybody if it's the right guy. If the Leafs get Timo Meier and keep him, throw everyone out there.
And keep Nyes.
No.
Meier
Sorry. If they can
and keep Timo Meier. In the offseason.
If they get Meier and are able to keep him for longer than just this run, any prospect in the cupboard can go.
That situation puts you in such a tough cap spot.
It does.
I don't understand how Tavares, Nylander, Marner, Matthews are all on the team with $8 million Timo Meier. I don't understand how that cap works.
It's very difficult, and I believe it's Matthews and Nylander coming off the book at the same time. Well, coming off the book. Their contract is coming up. I hope they don't come off the books.
Right.
Meier would never agree to this, but if you were able to get him under contract for just next year.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
he won't especially imagine Willie puts up 50 goals this year and then is on pace for like 45 or 40 next year, like midway through. What's that number sitting at? It's not. It's double digits.
It's sitting at we can't afford it anymore.
Right, and then you also sign Meier, and then you're fucked. And then we lose Willie, and you might as well sell the franchise.
So maybe they have to rent. Maybe they have to rent.
Yeah, sell the franchise if you're going to trade Willie.
I also want to remind you guys that the cap could go up $3 or $4 million this offseason. That's still on the table.
No. It's on the table? Fart.
It's on le tableau.
Yeah, and then the Players Association is going to lose that.
Sur le tableau.
They're going to say, you know what? It's going down.
Jeremy Jacobs paid me $13,000 once.
They're the most robbable
yeah.
just group of individuals. Anyway.
Front office exec number 4. I would say they could use some upfront help in their top 6, but also possibly a defenseman, a stopper that can end plays. Who couldn't use both of those things, right?
They have those.
They are clearly a highly skilled team that can execute and hurt you in a quick strike manner. I think that whoever they acquire, if they can add some size for the rigors of the playoffs, it will serve them well.
I don't trust that GM.
I don't know what they said that bothered you that much.
They need a stopper who can end plays. Dude, I think the big problem probably with their bottom 6 is it's a low event void.
I think he was talking about defensemen.
Oh, I thought he was talking about up front.
No, I said I would say you could use a stopper up front in their top 6, but also possibly a defenseman, a stopper who can end plays. I think they meant
those are two separate thoughts.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think that was that bad.
My bad. No, then they're right.
Front office exec number 5. In my opinion, they are not just one move away, not unlike some of their teams in the mix. A number 3 center, a top 4 defenseman, and maybe most of all, goaltending. How they prioritize this is obviously a question for them internally. As we know, it's a cap world and it's not an easy fix. That's probably not the answer you're looking for, but in my worldview, that's how I see them today. And I think something that we do need to consider and talk about is goaltending.
Okay, let's take a poll. Do we think that executive is with the Senators or Capitals?
Oh, what, they're trying to unload bad goaltending?
No, they're talking about, I don't know about their goaltending. Is it one of the guys from the Caps who gave up on Samsonov? Or what, is it someone from the Sens who paid to get rid of Murray?
That's good thinking.
I know.
Front office exec number 6. Top 9 forward with speed and physicality. Playoff physicality.
That guy was in a rush.
Yeah, no, it's super original. Leafs need to get tougher. Leafs need to get physical for the playoffs.
Front office exec number 7. At first glance, it would seem they need to add a defenseman with Jake Muzzin likely being done for the year, but they're doing a terrific job of weathering the storm. TJ Brody's been very good. Justin Holl has had a nice bounce back year, according to this guy. Toronto would be in the market for a top 6 forward with some bite. I look at their forward group, and I believe it isn't gritty enough to advance through multiple series.
Look at how long this quote is. Get back to work.
If they could acquire a top 6 forward, it would help balance them out on the bottom, on the 3rd and 4th lines. I don't disagree with this. This isn't a knock against how those lines are performed, but it's the playoffs and it's heavier. I don't think Toronto's forward group has enough depth to go 4 rounds. If it swings for the fences and adds Timo Meier, it would give itself the best opportunity to win.
I am fascinated by who they add up front, because I'm starting to see more people say, Connor Garland. Dude, that makes a team that a solid chunk of this fan base is screaming to get bigger, smaller.
Yeah.
But I don't know, he's kind of a rat and might add a little bit of scoring, and I don't know. Can you add some size while also adding him?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes size is in your mind, right? It's about how you play when certain players are on the ice. Is Brad Marchand big?
No, he's thick.
But is he big? Is
he
tall?
No.
Is he going to scare you physically?
No.
But you play quote unquote bigger when Brad Marchand's on the ice. Because you're not worried about what's going to happen.
Punches you in the head and throat.
It's mental.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And he picks the right moments to punch you in the head and throat.
Yes. Yeah. When the ref isn't looking. Wham!
That too.
Connor Garland, by the way, last year, 52 points. Not bad. Not so much this year.
Well, there you go.
27 points in 52 games. But
it feels like all the big forwards available except for Meyer. It's like, oh yeah, this guy's good. He's not having a very good year.
By the way, this is no shot at LeBrun, but I did like the Oak Leafs retweeted Pierre LeBrun and he said, I reached out to 8 of my ex-wives. I reached out to 8 of my wife's ex-boyfriends for tips on how they can make our relationship stronger. Here's what they had to say.
Essentially. Yeah, like all this stuff it's taken from people who are actively competing against the Leafs. What the hell?
I think
Isn't
that they
that
gave
the plot
legitimate
of Scott
responses,
Pilgrim?
though. What's that?
Nothing.
I think they gave legitimate responses.
Yeah, responses that would help their own team.
Sure. There's a little bit of gamesmanship in
Yeah,
that.
you're trying to get in Dubas's head. I hope Dubas didn't step near this article.
The Leafs should probably not get size after reading that because every GM said to get size. I think the Leafs should get slower.
Get speed.
Pierre said this, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in the article you should read. He's got a very smart breakdown of it all.
We gave away a lot off behind the paywall.
Yeah, but there's a lot more that's to this article, which is what I wanted to be, careful of because I don't want. Pierre's crux is it's not sexy, but I would go with a McCabe Barbashev combo. He's like obviously Meyer's the best thing, but it's very, very difficult to get that guy. McCabe Barbashev, not sexy, but it might be what the Leafs need most.
I actually really do like the idea of Barbashev.
Why do you like Barbashev? I'm interested in that.
He's bigger and he's versatile. Like he can play either wing. He can play a little bit of center, which usually means you probably shouldn't be using him at center.
But can in a pinch.
It can in a pinch. He's got a little bit of a scoring touch. He's not going to blow your mind with that. He can do a lot of things for you. I think you could sort of put him in the role that Kerfoot has, except he's better.
Okay.
In my opinion. And he's the sort of guy you could potentially...
He's also 6'1". That's nice.
Yeah, he's the sort of guy I think you could potentially keep.
60 points last year, only 24 this year. Man, St. Louis has had a bad year.
Well, a bunch of guys had career years last year on the Blues. Remember, I kept ranting that everyone on the Blues is underrated.
Yeah.
There was Kyrou, there was Robert Thomas, there was Barbashev was another one of them. It's not quite there this year, but the Blues stink.
Yeah.
You put Barbashev on the Leafs, he's going to put up points. Dude, you put Alex Galchenyuk in the top 6. Fuck. He was great.
Yeah.
This is if someone is you're a pending UFA on a bad team, you should be requesting a trade to the Leafs.
Well, yeah, because you want to jack up that price. If the Maple Leafs get to the second round and you're on that team,
if they don't,
you got a lottery ticket.
If they don't, if you play 20 games with them and put up 20 points, you can ask for more than what you're currently asking for. Because teams are going to go, yeah, well, he had a shitty first 50 games, but then he joined a team that was any good. And look at him. Let's give that guy $3-4 million.
Sure.
You should be requesting a trade to the Leafs.
Jesse, I have a video up, or a video I wanted to send, and this has to do with something that happened this weekend. It's a complete departure from what we were just talking about. We've talked a little bit about NHL stars and their lack of what? What do they lack?
Personality, the ability to collective bargain.
No, I'm talking about, while somewhat true, what I'm talking about is they are unwilling to speak out against the league. And in the last few weeks, we have seen Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby now twice speak out about things they don't like. McDavid and Crosby were both saying recently that they don't like the playoff format. Matthews took it, took a little side. It was like, oh yeah, the best team usually gets through.
Matthews
said that last week.
I didn't know that.
But Sidney Crosby got a game misconduct on Saturday night.
Which has never happened.
Never happened before. And I just thought you should hear his response to it. Because again, Sidney Crosby is in the I don't give a fuck stage in his career. And I'm here for it.
I don't know. I think it was Anderson was going to the box and saying something to me. So him and I kind of exchanged words. And then next thing I know, I was told I got a 10. Which, I mean, can I really say what I think anyway? Let's be honest here. So
that's the key. Woo! Can I really say what I think here? Let's be honest.
And let's just get the elephant in the room out of the way. That undershirt is elite.
It's a great undershirt.
That's a great undershirt.
It really is.
If I wasn't worried about the Leafs playing the Penguins in the first round, because the Penguins are going to be the bottom wild card team and the Leafs are going to pass the Bruins, I would happily wear that shirt.
I wonder if they could make an actual playing version. So you get the neck guard in there. Mm-hmm. Do you have one when we play hockey? I have an undershirt that's just like that. It's made by Bauer and it has the neck guard on it.
I thought you were trying to suggest they should have like skin tight uniforms like the Golden State Warriors, and was very confused.
I mean, for under your pads.
Oh yeah. Oh, the little canets.
Yeah. I want one of those.
I want that.
It's a very nice undershirt.
I am enjoying villain era Sidney Crosby.
Are we not loving this?
I am very much loving villain. My fantasy team was pissed because you lose points for penalty minutes.
Oh, do you?
In my league.
Oh my God.
And when I saw 10 on Crosby, I went, what the and that hurt my feelings. But I mean, this is I don't know. It's one of the most powerful people in the league, and he feels powerless. That means the players don't have shit. The NHL players, like I keep talking about the Players Association, they don't have individually powerful players.
Well, they do.
No, they don't.
It's the question of whether they're going to exercise it. They have individually powerful players. Sidney's one of them. Now, why do you think we're talking about this? If Connor Garland said it, do we care?
What did he do other than
if Ivan Barbashev said it, do we care? But it's Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, but all he did was, well, I can't say what I want.
He said it without saying it. You don't need to come out and implicitly say it. All you need to say is, can I speak honestly? No. So you guys kind of know how I feel.
Guaranteed in some room where they talk about this crap, they're just talking about how it's a one-off situation and Crosby's just got his feelings hurt because he got kicked out of the game, and next game it'll be fine. Crosby's going to skate over to that official next time he has a Penguins game and apologize.
No way.
Yep. 100%.
No way.
Bet the farm.
No way.
Bet the farm.
I think he's legitimately
Call
pissed.
Dave. Call Dave right now. Call Dave right now. $2 Steve might go up to $5.
I honestly think, Steve, I think you're wrong on that one. I think he's finally had enough. I think, why would he speak out on the playoff seeding? Why would he speak, like his game misconduct makes a little bit more sense. Why is he talking all of a sudden? Because he's pissed, because he's tired. The season's not going great for Pittsburgh. They need to make some improvements, and they need to be all in, and we're still not sure if Ron Hextall is.
Tired of losing in the first round. It's not fun, is it?
And this is a man who puts his heart and soul and life into hockey. If you talk to people about Sidney Crosby, hockey's all he cares about.
Yeah.
So if he is saying that or not saying it, when you read between the lines and it's blatant, I don't know, man. I think that's a guy who's like, okay, I'm getting a little bit sick of this. He's not just bitching for no reason.
No, I know.
He's trying to get people's attention to say, hey, and not our attention, the league's attention. What is this shit? I'm Sidney Crosby. You shouldn't be doing this shit to me. Why are you kicking me out of the game? I'm Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody had that video about what's on the mic, and what he actually said.
Sometimes it comes down to like what they thought he might have said. I don't know. Just don't know.
I guarantee, because producers always look for this stuff. The next time that official is doing a Penguins game, they're at very least going to show a B-roll of them speaking before the game.
And Crosby apologizing?
I think they're going to apologize to each other, which solves nothing, by the way. Is one of you right? Then why are both of you apologizing? I don't understand. Other than to just like simply appease each other and be Canadian at each other. Yeah, I mean, if I'm paying to watch a hockey game, I don't want Sidney Crosby kicked out ever, unless he did something egregious. Did he say like something truly awful? Did he intentionally injure a player? Yeah, then your hands are tied. But if it's just he was being a little bit pouty or whatever, yeah, I don't know. I feel like what's getting buried in all this is, I assume he wasn't kicked out of the game for no reason. I love Crosby, and I bet every fan in attendance was like, "Oh, well, that's bullshit." But what'd he do? What'd he do? I want to know what he did. This is in L.A., right?
Mm-hmm. Like, let's not do the lip reading thing. But
no.
Yeah, he goes over to Mikey Anderson. They're chirping back and forth. Next thing you know, ref gives him a 10 in a game. And that's it.
When was this, like, in the game?
It is the third period, 10-14. Oh, so his 10-minute misconduct was basically the game because there's 10-14 left in the game.
It's game management because, if I'm not mistaken, the Kings won this game 6-0, right?
It is 5-0. Crosby is chirping real hard. He won't stop. The referee's there, giving him a game misconduct in the game. 10 minutes left. But is Crosby the guy you're throwing out with 10 minutes?
Yeah.
What does Sidney Crosby say that is so bad that you got to throw him out of the game?
Yeah. It's a weird one.
It's game management if this is anybody else. We don't even think about it.
We've seen them do this to Bunting and Simmons 1,000 times.
Clifford in game 1 of the playoffs.
Fuck, don't get me started. But
that which never should have been a penalty. Or sorry, a game.
No, it should have been a game misconduct, but not a suspension on top of
suspension.
It. Yeah.
It was in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. Anyway.
But this is Sidney Crosby. It's 5-0. I get the game misconduct. But against somebody who's not Sidney Crosby.
Yes, this is a first line player. You do this. This is the sort of penalty that gets called against a player who you anticipate being a problem for the rest of the game.
For the 10 minutes that are left.
Yeah. I mean, Crosby does hurt guys.
And in his youth was far...
No, Gino is remorseless. Dude, can the Leafs get him? Holy shit.
Crosby in his youth was also known for being a little bit mouthier, shall we say, than what he is currently.
Mouthier. Now that he's a little older, he's known for a little bit of the stick work.
That's right. But a little stick to the face.
I could not find the undershirt on Fanatics. I looked, but there's a whole bunch of other ones that are just the same, but not the exact one he's wearing.
I want the exact one he's wearing.
It's a good one. Find that one.
It's a good one. The Philadelphia Flyers have continued their trend of being shockingly honest lately.
Okay.
After the dishonesty, and you know what I'm talking about. But the honesty was John Tortorella writing a letter to the fans going, hey, we suck, and it's going to be a while. Sorry. Kind of like with Mike Babcock in Toronto, there will be pain. Now, this week's edition, and I love this. This is from Charlie O'Connor, who's the Flyers reporter for The Athletic. The Flyers basically admitted that Tony DeAngelo sucks on defense, and they weren't ready for how much work that was going to take. Here's what Torts said. He said, we know what Tony is. I'm a little bit not disappointed, but the defensive liability is something we need to work at. I didn't think the amount of work that we need to do with him. I didn't think at that point in time that we got him, but it is what it is. So what he's essentially saying with that quote is, we didn't realize that he's this bad at defense. The defensive side, this is what Fletcher said when they got him. So Tortorella's surprise comment makes sense when read in tandem with general manager Chuck Fletcher's comments regarding DeAngelo on the day the Flyers traded for him. The defensive side, we believe Tony's improved that part of his game. Now, I won't read you the whole article, obviously, because we're not an Athletic audiobook, but I do think it's important that Charlie O'Connor gets a little bit of credit for saying, Chuck Fletcher, that is fantasy. He's never been good on defense, but Tortorella said this. Last team he played for, Carolina, I think they could absorb some of with their roster as far as maybe his defensive deficiencies. It kind of sticks out more with us. As in, the Carolina Hurricanes play a strong defensive system, have a ton of talent, and the Flyers don't, and they don't play a great system, and Tony DeAngelo is getting exposed. And he also played with Jacob Slavin last year.
I think this perfectly explains why the Flyers gave up 3 draft picks and a contract for this guy. They obviously didn't know he was bad at defense and then saw his point totals and went, Jesus Christ, this guy should be nominated for the Norris Trophy. And they went out and got him, and turns out he is booty ass at defense.
Yeah, why are they telling on themselves? Like, you're making yourselves look bad here.
I hope John Tortorella never retires.
You went and got this guy, and then you're like, yeah, he's bad. You just got him.
Never retire.
You paid assets for him.
Yeah, never, ever retire, John. Mm-hmm. You are too good at this.
John Tortorella is a very good asset there, though, for the Flyers, because he is very aware of what this season is and what the next couple seasons of the Flyers will be, and it's an evaluation process.
Yeah.
And nobody in hockey really is doing as good a job at evaluating talent and being honest about that publicly than John Tortorella. So it's good that he is very self-aware of the situation he is in.
He absorbs a lot of attention.
Fletcher said this last July, we're not expecting him to come in and be an elite defender. We wanted to get him so we don't have to defend as much. That's not what a defensive liability is.
Sorry. Sorry. Say that again.
We're not expecting him to come in and be an elite defender. We wanted to get him so we don't have to defend as much. As in, the expectation is that you spend the majority of your time in the offensive zone.
He's so good at offense that you won't be on defense.
And how's that going?
So here's what I think is going to happen here. Okay. Normally, if you have a coach hired by a general manager, and then that general manager gets fired, it's usually like a lame duck situation. It's like, it's only a matter of time before the new GM goes, okay, this is my guy. The Snyder family is going to fire Chuck Fletcher eventually, and they're going to bring in a GM, and the GM is going to have to be like, is going to have to work in tandem with Torts. They're keeping Torts. Chuck Fletcher, the best thing that Chuck Fletcher has ever done as the head of the Flyers is hire John Tortorella.
The Flyers,
he's not done anything else.
Flyers ownership needs to hire someone who they will simply keep out of the way of. They got rid of Ron Hextall because he didn't do what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought in Chuck Fletcher, who is precisely who you hire to be the puppet of ownership. It's the thing he's best at. Over his NHL career as a front office executive, the best thing he does is the marionette thing. And he just does whatever ownership asks him to do. What he did in Minnesota, it's what he's doing in Philly. So, I don't know. I don't think they see a problem. This year is, if you're Flyers ownership or even a fan, you could easily look at this year as a step forward. Carter Hart's been a little better. You know, you've been evaluating the team. They've had a better second half than their first.
Sure. And they do fight.
They do fight, which they love.
I'm not talking about fists, though. I'm talking about they're in game.
Oh, and they compete.
They're engaged. Like, if you look at Anaheim, who suck, they're not engaged.
No, not at all. They're pathetic. So, Chuck Fletcher's not getting fired anytime soon.
Oof. One thing with the Snyder family and the team ownership is the team's owned now by Comcast. So there isn't people debate about how much family involvement there is in the running of the team.
Yeah.
Like, it just might be kind of a more of a Rogers situation where it's the corporate overlords who kind of run it.
Don't look at me.
Steve Dangle and your buddy Edward.
Well, don't you sit on the board?
I do.
So I don't know how much family involvement there is, but I'm sure they still have a say. You know, it's still their late father's company. You know, but I don't know. So it might just be they might be a little bit more hands off now that it's a telecom that owns it.
They're not firing him. They're not firing him this year, this offseason. They're gonna win the fucking draft lottery. You watch, Adam. They're not firing him. He's one of the worst GMs in the league. But they took a step forward.
Well, it'll be a great story for us to continue to follow. I'm excited. Love that.
As a NHL content creator, I hope the Flyers never fire Chuck Fletcher. Chuck Fletcher, John Tortorella. What did we do? What did we do for such fortune? No, please never fire either of those guys.
Everyone knows Peloton makes bikes, duh. But there is also so much more to that. There is treadmills, and there's a ton of other classes like yoga, strength training, HIIT, and boxing. And Steve, you like to take a nice 30-minute ride through various locations. That's the other thing that I think people don't talk about enough is like, I feel like going to Austria and riding a bike today.
Do they have a Guernsey route?
I don't know.
On Peloton?
I am going to lobby them for it. I need Guernsey. I want to ride through Guernsey. They have Scotland.
Okay,
they do have Scotland.
We're getting close.
Okay,
they also have the Pacific Coast Highway. What do they call it? California.
California.
Just because it's a road I drove on.
Once you hop off the 405, you can like get on the
tip.
Yeah.
Peloton offers thousands of on-demand classes available 24/7. That means you can work out whenever and wherever it's convenient to you. because nothing gets you moving like the perfect song, too. Peloton has the best playlist. So if you're looking for EDM or 90s pop, or what I do, which is 80s hard rock, I always look for those classes. Peloton has the music to fit your mood, and you can try Peloton right now, risk-free, with a 30-day home trial. New members only, not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.ca/home-trial. The Steve Dangle Podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, let me ask you something. How you doing?
Pretty good.
When was the last time somebody asked you that?
Oh, too long.
It's a good question.
And it's like, there's the how you doing, which is like, hey, how you doing? Like the person in the past.
Oh, good, yeah.
Right, yeah. It's like, oh, it's good. Yeah, no, I took my kid to whatever you did. And then there's the people who actually mean it, and you go, I might actually tell you. Professionals. Yes. That's why therapy is so important, because you have to, I know it sounds ridiculous, but when was the last time, honestly, somebody asked you that? BetterHelp's great because you get matched with a professional in a very short amount of time, a lot shorter than it would be normally. You can communicate any way that you want to. So meaning over text, on video calls, on audio, whatever it is that works for you. If you feel like you can benefit from therapy, and let me just say, we've all done it, at least everybody at this table, and have all benefited from it, check out BetterHelp. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/SDP today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/SDP. Want to bet?
Yes.
Thank you. That was a question.
On the Super Bowl.
It's too late. But there's lots of other stuff coming up, including the trade deadline and
golf.
Golf and pitchers and catchers reported this week for baseball. And
I saw Danny Jansen threw a baseball this week.
Whatever your Sports Interaction has you covered. Bet pregame, in-game, or on one of the many unique prop bets. Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN, or in Ontario, download the new app using the QR code at the bottom of the screen. 19 plus, please play le responsible. So Acting the Fullerman retweeted something from Pierre LeBrun's article, and he's, LeBrun does these articles on like certain players that are players that teams could pick up at the trade deadline, right? And one of them is Luke Schenn. So we talk about poor management teams, and this Canucks management team, not just off the ice, which is very public, but on the ice too, seem to be, at least thus far, one of the NHL's worst already.
This is another LeBron article, not the other one.
This is a different LeBron article.
Okay, sorry, can you read this in its entirety?
I'm buying you a piece. You guys are being dicks.
No.
I have to prep somehow.
Let's read all of LeBron's articles.
Sorry, Pierre.
That'll be the show today.
Apparently, Pierre's like a super good guy too, and like I feel bad.
Yeah, and nobody ever has to pay $9.99 a month ever, because we're gonna read all of the Athletics articles.
That's right. No, this is an update on Luke Schenn and the Vancouver Canucks, and they're bad at treating their people well. They're also bad at hockey. They're bad at making hockey decisions.
Wow.
Luke Schenn update. It's probably going to go down to the wire on Luke Schenn as to whether or not the Canucks take the best offer on the table or decide to keep him. Okay, now let me just before I get into the rest of that, Luke Schenn is a 5'6" defenseman, as in 5 or 6. He's
taller than that.
He's big. He crushes you. He plays really smart, reliable hockey, and he's a year younger than Steve and I.
Mm-hmm. Is he?
He's like 30. Yeah, he's going to be 34 this year, if he isn't already.
Is he?
Yeah, he's an 89.
But he was drafted in 2008.
Well,
and our draft year was 2006.
I don't know.
Oh,
Steve.
It's because we have early birthdays.
Yes. Schenn, a pending unrestricted free agent, has indicated to management his willingness to stay put and talk extension, especially with Captain Bo Horvat gone. Schenn's leadership is important. And the sense is that new head coach Rick Tocchet values his presence. But management also has to balance the big picture and potential return for a UFA who was out of the lineup Thursday night with an injury. Now, I have to ask you. It's good to have good people in your dressing room, for sure. But if you're the Canucks, can you not trade Luke Schenn for 20 games and then re-sign him in the offseason if you like him that much?
So this is the thing. If you speak to Luke and he agrees to that, fine. If that's not something he's interested in doing, like if he wants to re-sign now, but if you trade me, I'm done, I kind of think you re-sign him.
Oh, I think you're out of your mind.
What are you doing?
No. Oh, listen, if you get a second round pick for Luke Schenn,
what do you
fucking you drive him to the airport.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like that's going to happen.
What is he going to do to turn this around?
They hired a coach for the express purpose of managing JT Miller. We know Luke Schenn is one of those guys who manages him. For a young team that is going to sort of rebuild, I think it's important to have a player like that. If you're able to get good value for him, then do it. But it might not be the worst decision in the world to see if he'll stick around. How about this, Adam? How about he sticks around for another year and then you trade him next year?
That's not a bad idea. Your theory about having a guy around for the young guys isn't too bad.
What it goes back to is you signed the wrong guy, and you're having to now hire a head coach to manage one player.
No,
and then you're having to sign a veteran defenseman who is not going to help you in the playoffs because you're not going.
Yeah,
and you're going to keep him around even though he's completely affordable, $800,000 or $900,000 or whatever he's making, and he's a good guy and you like him. Are you kidding me? Not recouping assets right now, the Vancouver Canucks. Are you kidding me?
My point is they already made a stupid fucking decision. So they're committed to the stupid fucking decision. And Luke Schenn helps you. Luke Schenn, well, it depends how you look at it. He either helps you make the stupid fucking decision less of a stupid fucking decision, or it's yet another stupid fucking decision.
I'll tell you, here's a stupid decision I made once. I bought a
Subaru Baja.
I did buy a Subaru Baja. It was a good decision. I bought an old SUV for $3,000. Okay,
when
$3,000. This is probably 4 or 5 years ago. That red one that I had. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So it was a BMW X3, but it had 200,000 kilometers on it, and it had $3,000. It had a clean Carfax. It was fine. It was whatever. But to keep that car on the road that year, I spent $5,000.
Oh my God.
And I said, this seems like I made a bad decision, and then I piled money on it to make a worse decision. And I calculated what it would have been if I had just got a new car under warranty, and it would have been like $600 or $700 a month that I could have spent on the new car, which is an insane amount of money. I just want to say that doubling down on your piss poor, shitty fucking decisions is not a solution to turn this around. Luke Schenn's great. What he brings is great. He's a good person, a good leader. Let it go, guys.
No,
you're
for
done.
That reason,
you're done.
For that
Vancouver,
reason,
move on from everybody that doesn't have an 8-year contract. So it's if you could trade,
they should sign him to 8 years.
If you could trade Tyler Myers, which by the way, that whole linking to the Leafs thing, if that
LMA,
that is the most Vancouver Canucks using a I feel bad because that's bullshit, and you know the Leafs would never do that.
I don't.
Secondly, let me say this: if their name is Oliver Ekman-Larsson, I'm sorry, you're stuck with them. If their name is JT Miller, I'm sorry, until he starts playing better, you're stuck with him. Everybody else out the door. Pettersson, you have to keep. Hughes, you have to keep. You have to.
I think keeping Luke Schenn could potentially be an investment in your younger guys, which is an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your future. I mean, make him the fucking captain then.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, like, okay, it seems like there's a path for Elias Pettersson to be the captain.
He's been spectacular and deserved it.
So, like, who's the leadership group of this team?
Hughes, Pettersson,
Miller.
Is Quinn Hughes a leader, or is he just a good player? You know,
I don't know.
I don't know how locker room
I think
works.
he could be a leader. I like
that he's got confidence and swagger. I would want that from a young team, right?
Yeah, sure. And like,
is OEL a bad player or a bad person? Could he not lead? He was a captain.
Sort of lame duck, healthy scratch. It's like when Andrew Ference was the captain of the Oilers. Like that was sort of tough. I see Luke Schenn being a potentially really valuable part of that locker room, man.
Which matters.
It matters, unfortunately.
Guys,
listen, it's ridiculous. Okay, I'll meet you at. We should not be having this conversation.
Stop throwing good money after bad. Stop being me with my stupid car. I couldn't go on vacation. I couldn't go out to eat. To keep that stupid
Luke
car on the road.
Schenn isn't a bad car. He's a useful in what he does.
Those repairs weren't bad repairs. They were useful in what they did. But the whole point was the plan was flawed from the beginning. The car was shit. The repairs were good.
Remember the Leafs had Roman Polak?
Yes.
And then they traded Roman Polak?
Yes.
And then they got Roman Polak back?
Yes.
And then they traded him again?
Yes. Daniel Winnick, too.
Someone's always going to want Roman Polak. I'm looking at the eerie similarities. They're big, right-handed defensemen who people like in the room. There's always going to be a market for that. So if you sign Luke Schenn to a 1-year deal and you trade him at next deadline so that you can have him on the team for the rest of the season, around the guys in the summer, there in training camp, there for next season to help transition Rick Tocchet into the team as the new leader, right? Help potentially transition a new captain. And then you're able to still get like a 2nd round pick next year or like a 3rd and a 5th. If you can do that, I think it's worth its weight in gold if they're able to do it. I totally understand where you're at.
So Patrick Allvin got to both of you then. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Did Jim Rutherford call you and be like, Steve, stop shitting on my team? Give me one thing. Give me Luke Schenn.
He's committed to, you're asking him to decommit from the dumb thing he's already committed to.
Yes.
He can't do that.
Vancouver fans, welcome to the next 10 years of your life.
He's going to
just simply can't.
You're talking about...
It should be the Vancouver Canucks. It should be written on the arena, the We Just Simply Can't arena. That's what it should be called. Are we kidding? Fucking, the writing is on the wall. It's been on the wall since 2015. This team goes nowhere if we don't start making good decisions. If we continue to throw good money after bad, then we're pissing our money away. And Luke Schenn is great. We all agree on that.
Trying to make the bad money good.
Right. So what you do...
I don't know if it's going to work, but I understand the logic.
What you do is you explain to Pettersson and you explain to Hughes, listen, we like Luke Schenn a lot, but we're not going to the playoffs, and we're trying to augment and help you guys out, and your window is going to close before our prospects are ready to go.
What are you talking about, Adam? They're in a 2-year window. They just signed Andrei Kuzmenko.
That's the other thing. What are they doing?
Yeah, it's funny that we transitioned from the Flyers, a team whose ownership has a puppet GM, to the Canucks, whose team whose ownership has a puppet GM.
Okay. All right. Fine.
All right. Tage Thompson.
Yeah, Tage Thompson was a YouTuber. Did you know that?
I did not.
And Grav, shout out to Grav for finding this. It was Sabermetrics. I think Grav retweeted it, but Sabermetrics, who is a fan and writer and all that stuff in Buffalo. Tage Thompson used to create like hype videos, and I'm pretty sure we could run them because it's on Tage Thompson's YouTube channel. He has, we can.
No, they're filled with NHL footage.
Oh, but it's like 10 years old. Does it matter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, he made an NHL 23 Pro. He used to just do video edits, and I just thought that's pretty cool.
Most important part of this.
What?
What's his handle?
Tommy Dangles 97.
Tommy Dangles!
I love that.
Isn't that fun?
It's awesome. Tommy Dangles.
The best NHL YouTuber with the name Dangle in their name.
100%.
By far.
How does it feel knowing that you beat Tage Thompson at YouTube?
In 2013. When he was a child.
Yeah, he was trying to be a YouTuber, and you beat him.
Well, he wasn't in any of the videos, though. They're just hype videos.
Yeah, but he was trying to get his hype videos out there. He's trying to do edits. He's trying to win the YouTube game and get in the game.
Get on my level, Tage. Get on my level, tiny child, Tage Thompson.
Little did Tage know the vet, Steve Dangle, was doing his thing.
Yeah, here's the thing, Tage. All right? I know you just signed your big extension. David Pastrnak said he loves hockey and he would do it for free. But he doesn't, does he? He doesn't, does he? He plays for a lot of money. You love YouTubing so much? I actually did do it for free for a very long time. All right, Tage, so get on my level. Oh, I'm in the NHL. I play for the Sabres. I'm one of the best players there is. Yeah, well... You couldn't hack it at the YouTube game, could you there, kid? Could you? Get wrecked. Get wrecked, tiny child.
Cope and see.
Cope and see.
Child.
Cope and see. Want to talk about it? Clown emoji?
Your mom.
Your mom. How embarrassing.
All right. The last thing I wanted to hit before we go to the press conference is we were talking about the best Euro clubs to go see. Mm-hmm. And we got a ton of response to this, and I hope you keep them coming because I would like to profile them from time to time on the show in the next little bit to kind of go through how crazy European hockey can be. And I actually have a video that we're actually allowed to run. What I'm going to ask is that if you do send me links to videos, it can't be to like SRF Sport or the other organizations that run it over there because that is licensed hockey. But if you've been in the stands and you have video, I want to see it. And this is one I believe that we can run because it's not SRF. And I'm going to send it to Jesse in just a second here. But Marco said this: as a Swiss person, I only know about Swiss hockey. I try to be unbiased as possible when judging where the stadium atmosphere is best. But for me, it's EV Zug.
Yeah, Zug.
Zug. Now there was a crowd reaction video he sent, but I can't play it because obviously, but I wanted to. He said an honorable mention goes to HC Ambri Piotta. It's a very small village, about 300 people there. At the Italian, it's the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland. 1 year ago, they changed it to a new arena, and they always sing La Monterana when they win at home. So I have Jesse, I'm going to send it to you right now.
Please don't.
I have a video. I don't know what this sounds like. I haven't watched it.
What's the name of the team?
It's hang on. Let me pull up my prep here. It is
I want to find out what former Leaf
Ambri Piotta.
Okay.
Yeah, and they when they win at home and they do the Iceland clap at the Spengler Cup.
Oh, I love that.
So I want you to have a listen to this because European hockey fans are way more exciting than North American hockey fans. Oh my God,
way more.
Way more. You get it, Jesse?
Oh, they have Philip Schlappick.
Who's that? Tell me about Philip Schlappick.
Philip Schlappick was
this is what you want me to play?
On the Belleville Senators.
Dirty sound?
Briefly on the Ottawa Senators.
I think we can play this.
Yeah, we can play this. This is from camera footage.
Oh.
All right. So basically the singing will come in because they've just won a game. First off, look at that crowd. That's nuts.
Wow. You said there's 300 people who live there?
Ambri Piotta.
Where do the people come from?
Well, I guess they've got...
They just spawn like a video game.
That's all 300
There's
of them right there.
20,000 people in the stadium. You said 300 people live there.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Like, look at them jumping.
Holy shit.
That is crazy.
Look at that.
How cool is that?
I love that.
So anyway, I want to get more of your more and more of this as we kind of go through this. So please send me your camera footage if you have it, if you're a European listener or you've been over there and watched the hockey game, because I can't run licensed stuff, otherwise our channel.
Their goalie is one of their goalies is Benjamin Cons.
Who's that?
Benjamin Cons. You don't know Benjamin Cons?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Steve,
oh Jesse. My God. Yo, you guys, their goalie is Charles McDougall.
Like, you don't know Charles McDougall?
Oh, no, it's crazy, guys.
Benjamin Cons. He was
Steve is a hipster for that, for sure.
The Swiss goalie.
Yeah.
At the World Juniors when they beat Russia. And then they ended up playing Canada in the Final Four.
That was great.
And he's also part of one of my favorite YouTube clips of all time, where the commentator in another language, I want to say German, sees the goal and he screams a bunch of German stuff. And then he pauses and then he goes, "Holy shit!" Live on the broadcast. Yep. Benjamin Cons.
Hey, Jesse, you don't remember that?
No.
You didn't watch
What a fucking loser.
Switzerland, Russia?
Did you know the 2015 World Juniors? Oh. There's a guy named Duke Glass, and now he plays for...
you don't know Duke Glass?
Now he plays for Chelyabinsk, you guys.
They have Tim Heed.
Who's Tim Heed?
He used to be. He was a defenseman on the Sharks. He scored a goal against the Leafs a couple years ago.
Of course he did. Of course.
All right.
They got.
You make up names. I don't know.
Yeah, man. They do have a former Leaf. I nailed it.
Who?
Noted kick Jason Spezza out of the lineup guy, Nick Shore.
Oh,
Nick Shore is a person.
That's a person.
That is a human who we've watched hockey. We've watched him play hockey.
Brandon McMillan, he played 171 NHL games.
No.
Do not recognize that human being.
29 games short of the pension.
And Alex Formanton, who was mysteriously not signed, and we don't know why.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
weird.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, weird. I don't know why that is. Anyway, hey, listen. Let's do the press conference, shall we?
Oh, sure.
And keep those Euros coming. That was fun.
The Presser. SDP. The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
First question. This one comes from Julian1124. I thought it was interesting, and it might be somewhere where the game is actually going. Well, technology and life and sports is going. Julian writes, how much would you pay per month to wear a VR headset to get to sit in the front row or behind the bench or wherever you want in a stadium and watch the game from home?
I don't think I'd pay for that.
So we all put on our headsets. We all sit in the virtual Scotiabank Arena, and we could be next to each other in the seats, and we're watching the game from there. It's like we're there live.
So here's the thing: sitting front row sucks.
Not front row. I just said you can sit wherever you want.
Oh, okay, fine.
You get a great view.
You can sit on the bench if you want it. They could do that.
Well, on the bench, yeah, I'm paying for that.
But
that's a little bit different.
The best seats in any arena are right up above, right at the top of the lower bowl.
Is that where your season seats are?
That's where my season seats would be. I don't have haters, just a couple of haters.
But would you guys do this at home if they gave you the option? Like Rogers, they added it to the invite box.
No.
I'll tell you
I'd
why.
Try it.
I would go.
I'd try it.
I would go and do because people they open up in other cities. They open up their arena when good teams are on the road and they watch it on the jumbotron. And why would that be any different? I think Colorado did it last year.
For playoff games.
Yeah, and the reason the Leafs don't do it is because usually it's booked. They got the Raptors, they got everything. Yes. But they do that, and apparently the atmosphere is sick. It's so much fun.
No, it's enormously different. It's like watching it on TV with a bunch of people, whereas the VR headset would be like shakily watching it from the stand.
But I thought the VR headset would be you'd be in the stand.
Yeah, I
physically
imagine
be in the Scotiabank
a
Arena.
world. Have you ever watched the meta ones? Where it's your people are there's other people in the game with you. I imagine the VR headset, you're in Scotiabank Arena, and I'm sitting next to Steve.
Physically also there in real life too.
Oh no, I'm talking about at home. No, we're talking about at home.
Oh, at home.
So you're at home, you're on your couch, just going. Oh,
but I'm next to you, Steve, and I'm talking to you in the game. I'm talking to you at the game. We're sitting. The three of us have our headsets at home in our separate house.
I just don't think. Yeah, no,
Adam
this
fucking
sucks.
hates this.
This fucking
No,
sucks.
I think
you don't want to watch the game with me.
I do want to watch the game with
Through
you.
our VR headsets.
Without goofy fucking...
Jesse, he's never coming over to watch the game. He's watching it from his lucky we're out in the first round couch.
I regret that.
No, we can hang out with you, Steve. No, lucky couch. Gotta sit on it.
And they lost.
Adam, but you hate this idea.
Did you throw out your lucky couch or do you still have it?
Yeah, you moved. Did you throw it out?
No, we gave it to someone, yeah.
Oh, he gave away his lucky
I guess
couch.
it wasn't lucky.
Well, we figured that out pretty quick, didn't we?
They never won.
I would do it. Here's how I would do it. And you'd look like an absolute knob doing it this way. But I think you should be in Scotiabank Arena with those headsets on.
No. People are going to throw shit at you.
No. But everybody puts them on.
No!
Why not?
That's even worse.
So it's like one of those headphone dances, but for your eyes?
Yeah.
No.
But no, that doesn't make sense, Adam, because the game is in front of you. Why would you put on a
No, but
headset?
you're not. They're away. They're in Tampa. The Leafs are in Tampa.
You're talking about going to the arena and then
Going
putting
to the
that
arena.
on.
The Leafs are at a home game.
No.
Someone from MLSE is listening to this segment, and they are like...
He's a genius.
Actually...
We must pay him millions.
They're going to kick open the door. You won't believe what this goofy fucking asshole just suggested. We can charge so much money. Okay, so here... I won't do a good job. Let me push play. Push play. The space bar, asshole. Okay, yeah, there you go.
I'm talking
Someone
about
from
at
MLSE.
home.
I think it'd be better
At
than you think.
home, the three of us are all in our separate couches. We throw on the headsets. Now we're in section 104 of Scotiabank. We're all sitting next to each other, and we can talk, and we're watching the game. That doesn't sound fun to you? Where's Steve got up from the table, and he's going to get a Kleenex box for everybody listening on audio.
So this is...
You got to talk to the mic. What are you doing?
Yeah, no. So
okay, he's back in his seat.
This is what you're picturing. Like, so when the Leafs are in Chicago next week or whatever.
Yes.
All right! It's like I'm there!
That's what
it's
VR
like a part of the action! What is it? Oh, he's about to take a slap shot.
I'm not gonna be an asshole about it. I'm just watching it through my VR headset.
And then Mark Zuckerberg walks up to you and goes, "I staked my career on this." I think
but like we can watch it together from the arena, but at home.
We also have like TVs we could do that on. I don't know
if it's a good idea. I'm really trying to sell this, but I don't think it's working.
I think my idea is superior.
Your idea is
a bunch of fucking VR head. Trust me, it would be fun. Yo, I think the
new
biggest
title
thing
for the podcast. It's like I'm there.
The biggest problem with VR is how stupid you look when you have them
who's
on.
talking right now?
If you could make VR somehow look cool, then maybe. But like you've played VR and it's super fun.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't mean that you look cool doing it.
Why do you need to look cool doing it?
Yeah.
Here's what
I gotta look cool. Can't do it because I might look embarrassing. You'll look embarrassing at the arena with your headset.
They
on.
have
not in the comfort of your own house on your couch.
I have seen and used prototype augmented reality technology for NHL games, and I got to tell you, it's coming and it's fucking sick. VR at home on my couch. Absolutely.
That's the same thing.
No, it's fucking not.
Except you're playing a video game.
No.
You see,
what's the difference?
The atmosphere is completely different. I want to breathe in other people's hot breath. This is the difference.
Where's the...
What?
I'm looking for the Sportsnet exec with the gun to your back.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Well, I don't know. Whoa! It's like he's really got a gun to my back. Whoa!
Are you talking about NHL games or NHL broadcasts? What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about... Huh? Who said that?
No, it's coming and it's going to be great. They told me that with 4K too. It's good.
I'm talking about...
No, 4K. 4K is awesome. What are you talking about?
It's good.
What are you talking about?
It's not the extra... Is 4K really worth the extra $10 a month on your cable package?
I don't know.
4K? Yes.
Is it?
Then what's the point of having a 4K TV?
Well, I mean, I think you can get it... You can... Steve with a stupid...
What?
What?
Have your conversation.
Conversation's stupid.
Stop it.
What?
Stop. I can't.
Stop what?
Oh, man.
Nothing is going to beat watching the game regularly on your TV, but it might be cool to have a VR option.
If we were in separate locations, so we're at each of our own separate houses,
Yeah.
I would do it.
I'm going to throw something.
Man, I'm the one that wants to get us all together in Scotiabank Arena when they're on the road and do it, though.
Whoa, it's like Jesse really threw something. You know what I'm going to use this technology for? When the puck goes down to the other end, I'm just going to stare at the goalie. I'm just going to keep staring at the goalie. We're going to have new data on what goalies do when they think we're not watching.
What the fuck? Anyway, Jesse, what else we got?
No, we're done.
Are we done? We're not done. Why are you mad? Why are you so mad? Jesse.
I suggested a fun idea, and for 10 minutes you poo-pooed it. And then Steve says, VR's coming, it's going to be great. Which I said, and then you're like, I would do it. What the fuck what's the point of the whole argument?
By the way, just breaking now, Jake Chikrin will not play again until he's traded.
Wow.
Serious.
The Steve Dangle Podcast.
Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada's sportsbook.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.